Hey guys, Kyle here with Dirt Bike Channel again. I wanted to show you a little bit more riding footage from a ride we went on a few weeks ago down in southern Utah. So I've got the forward facing camera here and the rear facing camera, and show you some of the stuff that we did. Funnest things about riding out in an area like this is there's just a ton of elevation changes. There's ups, there's downs. Like this one right here is a really steep uphill, kind of getting up on that, and then you got to pound through this, boom, with that wash right there, where it's like a 10-foot thing, and it's like, am I going to wheelie through that, or am I going to pound down through it? And I chose to wheelie through it. So it's just a lot of fun to be able to just go out here. There's a surprise around every turn. Obviously, there's not a lot of trees out here. We do a lot of trees and a lot of pine riding and aspen riding in the summertime. But right now, all that is covered with a bunch of snow. So we're out here in the desert enjoying this terrain. Obviously, I'm not a pro rider, and it's hard to get a feel for what the speeds are really like just watching it on film. But when you were there, you know, I'm going pretty much as fast as I dare go a lot of these times, and a lot of guys are faster than me. Some of the guys might not be quite as fast as me, but trust me, I'm trying to push it here, not knowing what's around every turn, not knowing where the rocks are, not knowing, you know, where there are little things that can just come out and bite you. And it's just fun to be out with your buds and trying to keep it up on two wheels and blast down some of these washes. Right about now, I'm thinking, I don't know if this is where we want to be because this thing opened up so wide. We kind of wanted to be on some of the tighter single track stuff, so I let off and then waiting to see where everybody is, and then I see Scott is just pouring this on, so then I'm like, okay, so we'll keep going. So I keep looking back to see if Sam and Colby are there, and up here we're going to stop and kind of wait for them to kind of get back together as a group, because I wasn't quite sure that this was the place that we wanted to be. I'm running a Slavens S3 high compression head on the bike right now, and I actually have the high altitude insert in on the bike, and it was a little bit pingy down here, so I had to end up using a higher octane fuel because it was just pinging a little bit more than I wanted to. This bike runs really good up at like 8,000, 10,000, 11,000 feet with this head on it, but I think the compression was a little bit too high for pump gas down here at this altitude. Right here, you're going to see a shot of Colby coming right up on my grill and coming right into me, and I think I slowed him. I think we actually came in contact there. That was kind of fun to kind of get in close and maybe swap some paint. A lot of fun to go blasting through this stuff. At this point, I come down to the end of this wash, and it's kind of a dead end, and this is a straight up wall, and I didn't just hit it in stride. And I start to think, okay, I'm going to turn my bike around. I got to, you know, pull it back around so I can get off it. And then I'm like, wait, what in the heck am I doing? I should just swing my leg back over this and do a pivot turn, which I've been practicing, and save some energy. So that's what I'll do right here is I'll prep for my pivot turn, and then boom, up and over and back around. And I didn't do it clean because I ended up having to kind of step all the way off the bike when that happened, but that was a big energy saver. And you know, if you can start to practice some of that stuff out in the flat and areas where, you know, where it's not game time, then when you do come in down to an area where you do need to turn the bike around, it's a heck of a lot better to be able to just pop the thing up in a pivot turn and get it going the other direction. When I showed some of this footage to my wife's like, aren't you worried that you're gonna throw rocks on the guy right behind you? And I'm like, hey, look, if he's brave enough to ride right behind me, he's obviously a big enough boy to take a couple of rocks. And no, when I come around every one of these corners, I'm gonna give a fistful of throttle, and if you're right back there, hey, I can't really be held responsible for what happens to you. You know, that's riding, and that's part of the fun. And we all did that to each other. Every one of us threw rocks at the other ones, you know, because if you're right behind the guy behind you, you're right in the rock throwing range, and you better be able to handle it. If you listen closely, you can hear me breathing hard a couple of times. It's amazing how much just riding and sitting up and down and kind of working around on the bike can just get your heart rate up. It's absolutely incredible how much of a workout this is. And it's been a real big blessing over the last year to be able to kind of do some working out to kind of get my lungs, you know, in good shape where I can actually keep my heart rate down a little bit and be able to get enough oxygen. And sometimes when I'm out, I have to remind myself to breathe, you know, breathe deep, and get some of the oxygen back in my blood.